Hi everyone, I hope you all are great. Today we'll have Modal auxiliaries. First, you have to log in using the aplusstudent.com. Click on your name, move on to language, add the grade 5. So this lesson is going to be for the G3, the G3, G4, and then G5, but then we will get the modal auxiliary under the grade 5, okay? Alright, so chapter is modal auxiliary. Lesson will be, what does the modal verb show? Use the correct modal verb. All right, so modal verbs are helping verbs that express certain condition, okay? So they express certain conditions. Some example of modal verbs are can, could, may, might, must, should, will, would. So these are very common examples of the modal verbs that we have, okay? So the verb can shows so the verb shows ability, okay? So Nate can ride a bike. Whenever you see can, it is what? Ability. The verb could shows past ability or request. So when you have could, it shows what? Past ability or request. Okay? That's for could. Laura could do cartwheels when she was younger. Okay, then we have could you bring me that book? Okay, so request. So it could be either past ability or request for could. Then the verb may shows possibility, giving permission or request for permission. Then Ben may be able to come tomorrow. You may leave early if you have turned in your test. May I be excused from the table? So may shows the possibility, giving permission or request for permission. And these are all the examples. And then the verb might shows possibility. Whenever you see might, it shows the possibility that something could happen. So we have Jessica might join the swim team. Okay. So the verb must shows necessity or near certainty. So if you have the verb must, it must show you the necessity or the near certainty. Thomas must finish the project by tomorrow. After staying up so late, he must be tired. Okay? So that is for must. The verb should shows advice or expectation. So we have you should bring your umbrella. We should be finished by noon. And then the verb will shows future action. Mr. Lee will speak at the meeting. The verb would shows that what would happen under a certain condition. So it shows what will happen under like a certain condition. I would go if I had the time. So you see that the modal verbs have like different uses. We have the ones with the possibility, we have possibility, request for permission. We have a whole lot of things under the modal verb. So you have to be able to take note of the meanings. Okay. So let's look at some examples. So we have what? What does the modal verb show? Select the best answer. Could you give me a ride to the hockey game? And that'll be what? What is it showing us? A request code. Okay, everyone is leaving the auditorium, so the award ceremony must be over. So must is near certainty, so maybe it is over. Okay, so we'll move to the test. You can share your answers with me if you know them. Okay, so what does the modal verb show? Select the best answer choice. Someone must have turned the thermostat down because it's freezing in here. First or second? So what do we have here? Near certainty and not possibility. Everyone focus and sending your answers. Miss Dalton keeps coughing and sneezing, so she must have a cold. A request for permission or near certainty. All right, so we have what's near certainty. Okay. So you may cast your vote now. So what does the modal verb show here? Giving permission or necessity. Okay, so we have what's giving permission. If you take this medicine, your fever should go down. Giving permission or expectation. So this is expectation. Okay. All right. Next up, we have everyone is leaving the auditorium, so the award ceremony must be over. First or the second one. So we have the first one. Ashley could speak 3 languages before she turned 5 years. First or second? Alright, so past ability. Alright, so next up we have, could you tell me how to get to the Arts Museum? Request or near certainty? So this is what a request. Okay. So the wet concrete will dry in 3 hours. Is it first or second? All right, so we have future action. Some experts say that stretching can ease back pain first or second. Alright, this is ability. Okay, that's it for this first lesson. We'll move on to the next one. So make sure you complete that if you haven't done it, okay? Alright, so we already know the different modal verbs that we have, and we have can, could, they might, may, might, must, should, will, and would, and they have their different ways in which they work. So for can, it shows ability. For could shows what? Ability or makes request for the code. May shows possibility, giving permission or a request for permission. May has different shows us different things, okay? Then might shows possibility, then must shows necessity or near certainty. Should shows advice or expectation. Will shows future action, and would shows what would happen under a certain condition. So let's see the examples. You and Richard dash take my advice and brush your teeth after every meal. So what should be the right one here? So we have what? Should, okay? Because it's referring to advice. Since the score is 7-0 in the 80th inning, our team dash easily win the game. So what would that be? Should expectation. Then the forces that we found dash be valuable, but we won't know for certain until an expert studies it. So this one is what might be valuable. So possibility. Okay. So just make sure that you use the right modal verbs in the sentence. So select the modal verb that best complete the sentence. Pancho didn't answer when I knocked on the door. He dash be sleeping. Can or must? So we have most possibility. The fossil that we found that should be valuable, but we won't know for certain until an expert studies it, might or will. So might, if you finish your chores, you dash invite your friends over, may or would. So you may invite your friends over. Okay. Since the score is 7-0 in the 80th inning, our team dash easily win the game. Should or would? So we have should. Dash please saddle the horse for Mickey and me. Must or could. Could. You dash help yourself to some cereal, but please put your bowl in the dishwasher when you are done. So would or may? Okay, so you may. The nurse advised me if your muscles ache or feel stiff, you dash try stretching. Would or should? You should try stretching. Alright, that's it for our lesson on that modal auxiliaries. Can you tell me if you have any questions? Alright, since we have no questions, we'll end here. Complete this lesson if you haven't done it. See you next time. Bye.